Hey, what's up, guys? Thank you for the invite, Drunk Sports. Thank you so much for inviting me to the show.
No doubt.
This is Brian Norman singing, checking out the doghouse. Roof.
Let's talk a little bit about. I gotta ask you this, and I know you really probably tired of talking about this, but I just want to clear this up. The Dev fight, everyone wants to see that. Great fight. I'm looking forward to that. Super crazy card, right? The whole Turkey Al Sheik thing, amazing. But before that, when y'all grabbed that strap, we wanted the unification at 47. So I know you know where I'm going with this. You know what I'm saying? Um, I heard the math wasn't mathing right. I've heard you say that. You know what I'm saying? Then I heard, I think your management artist first saying maybe you didn't want to negotiate so close to going over to Japan and sparking that kid. Then I heard you say, well, how real was that? How real was that offer? If Boots was talking about, oh, I can't make 47 anymore, and he went to some doctor who said he's operating at 30% capacity or whatever the fuck, whatever that shit was. You know what I'm saying? What was the real story behind that, man? And
You,
respectfully, I don't want to
no,
I don't
no,
want
no.
you to.
I'm not
Yeah,
doing. I'm not
you're
on
not
the
gonna
spare
crash
body. I'm
out.
not even at any space today. Nah, I'm not
Yeah,
even at any space tonight.
yeah,
Nah, I genuinely had to find out. Like I actually just texted one of his people. They periodically spam me and just text me all the time. Like it's crazy, trying to
mm,
convince me that he ain't who I know he is.
mm,
I promise you, like before you hit me, that's why I was right there in my DM before one of y'all hit. I was why I was in my DM right there texting that dude. But nah, I mean, it's crazy, man. I I figured I was like I try to pay attention and I try to be realistic and I try to be logical about everything I do. That's the only way to go. It got to make logical sense to me. It
no
got to
doubt.
make sense to me. And so at first, I'm not gonna go too. I want to go too far back, but I'm gonna skim through it real quick. At
All right.
first, when it was all about they turned it down, y'all know he did it. Anybody turned it down? Whoa, wait a minute. And I had an already called his daddy, talked to his daddy respectfully, told him they made us this offer. We gonna accept it, but the money wasn't right, so we gonna up the money, whatever else. He was
Mm-hmm.
saying stuff. Yeah, but give me
This
a
is
minute.
Bozy doing it or Eddie?
Okay, okay, okay. Give me 1 second. He was like,
This
it was
Bozy or Eddie you talking about?
Boldy. I ain't talking
Okay.
no Eddie.
Okay.
Boldy. So Boldy was like, he was like, nah, man, they can't make us do that. He was like, they didn't want to fight. That's what Boldy told me. They wanted to put undisputed. Boldy told me that before that interview came out. That was on the Sunday.
Okay.
The interview dropped on the Tuesday. So apparently they wasn't on the same page. So when they do that, it sparked me and my son, and we're like, oh, well, wait a minute. We try to take this fight. What are they talking about? Eddie comes, y'all can research this if you want to. Eddie
Mm-hmm.
comes out, say he didn't get the count offer.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
You got the count offer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So anyway, a whole bunch of hoopla came through that. But bottom line, even with that fight back then,
The
my
counter was
son
like 2 million or something in that ballpark, right?
it
Something like
was
that.
1.7, and my son hand wasn't healed in time enough
Yeah.
to even make the fight anyway. And the
Right.
Karen fight was already ordered August the 19th. So we found out later, and it was Eddie playing games with them. So then it took a minute for me to start to realize that it wasn't Eddie. It wasn't just Eddie. It was
Okay.
Moose too. Because
Mm.
I'm talking to Bonesy, cooler than the fan out here. He doing the interview talking about they don't want that fight, bruh. I called you. I told you. You know I
Yeah.
called you.
No
So
doubt.
that's what really rubbed me wrong. And when he did, and it was the next one was the interview you just talking about. His wife said he did a year ago,
Mm-hmm.
or almost a year ago, when he said about it. He know what happened in sparring. So you did all of that around the same time. I'm like, bro, you know I called you. You know I told you we wanted to fight. You know I told you but the money we got. You know about the whole night, but you out here kicking at everybody like we don't want to fight. No, they didn't want to fight. So what I was
Yeah.
just telling the guy just now is how they move. I said, listen to me. I can't make them move how they moving. You know what I'm saying? I can't make them move how they move. I went to everybody. I told them even after my son fought in March and he fought Stanionis, before he fought Stanionis April the 12th. I said,
Mm-hmm.
listen, y'all talking all that trash. You talking to the wrong person. I said, we can't make no offers because Top Rank ain't on that right now. Edit them on that. I said, go to that man page, spam his page, tell him you don't
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
see
yeah.
nobody else but me. You want him to shit me. I'm all over Mill City, everything between. Y'all go look between the date of March 29th, and April the 12th. I told everybody, spam his page. Tell them that that's what y'all want. Y'all want nobody. No, everybody else is unacceptable. That's what I'm telling them, right? Eddie say, I talked to Bob. They want to make the fight. Pan over the Boots and Bosley. They don't want to make that fight. So now I'm starting to figure out. Well, I actually started to figure out about January. By January, I can't remember what it was. It was an interview. It was something they said. I started to realize that. Yeah, that's what it was. I started to realize that Boots wasn't saying undisputed no more. All he kept saying was unify. And words matter. So I started telling the B, I said, B, he don't want to fight you. It's about January. Maybe December. I said, he don't want to fight you. He said, why you say that? I said, because he ain't moving like he want to fight you. No, this was after St. John's made, so it was probably about January, February when that fight was made. So I was like, bro, he don't want to fight you. As I'm telling you, I'm looking at how he moving. I'm listening to him. I'm listening to what he's saying. He don't want to fight you. I wasn't saying he was scared at the time. Still don't think he's scared. I said, I don't know why, but he don't want to be in that ring with you. But I think I figured out why. I think especially now I figured out why. I think what it is that they hadn't talked all that trash. The lies was told about their sparring. He gonna wipe the floor with him. Then he got all that criticism for Karen and not wiping the floor with Karen. So even what he going through right now, he's worried about what the world thinks. I've been told people his problem was worried about what the world thinks. I've been told people when he be in the ring doing all that, all that smiling or whatever he be doing I'm serious. When he be getting hit the whole, I thought that's gonna go against him. And I see him do that in the gym with my son too. When my son was cracking up on him a little bit, he grabbed the heel and was doing the same as that. I swear to God, he was doing the same. I said, but he got a problem. He got a people problem. He worried about what people.
He's in his own head. Then you thinking
he in his own head. He in his own head. So and that's what it is. That's the only thing I can figure out what it is because he's a very talented guy or whatever. You know, so I can't imagine being that talented and being afraid. Close it though.
But he went up to 54, right? And you know, like okay, so when like promoters, you know, when they putting shit out in the media and boxes and managers. We never know really what we don't never know really what's behind closed doors, right? But what makes, and I like Boots, don't get me wrong, I like Boots a lot.
Right.
I'm New York, my boy Amin is out in Jersey, we're close to Philly. But when I started saying, damn, you know what, Brian and them got a point is when the Virgil thing fell through, this whole tune-up list that just came out, when it was like yesterday or the day before with trying to bring up Speedy Rashidi up to 47 on this crazy shit.
You gotta take that back. You gotta take it back. You gotta take it back because I gotta get props for this. Yeah. You gotta take it back to about a month ago when I said the reason he ain't got no fight. This before I said the reason he ain't got no fight because he looking for the perfect opponent. I told everybody that.
Yeah.
I kept saying that. I said he ain't got no fight because he looking for the perfect opponent to make him look
good. Flat-footed dude, right?
Yes, he's looking for a flat-footed dude to make him look good. That's what that was before Turkey She did his interview.
Yeah.
Before all of that, I told people, I said, because like I just told you, I figured out what it is. It's that Karen hate that he got, which this here is worse than the Karen hate he got. What he getting now is worse than what he got with Karen. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's worse.
Because he doubled back on Karen, and everyone thought maybe he's disinterested in all that shit. And then then he sparked. So once he sparked Son what's the European kid?
Stanionis.
Once he sparked Stanionis, I thought his stock was high. Grabbed that belt. I'm like, yo, this is perfect. Him and Norman unify. Shit was the biggest shit in the fucking world. He might have fucked that bag up.
So watch this. Watch this. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
He couldn't get off. You couldn't get off of Karen, but you could get off of Josh Kelly.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy.
They talking about him underperforming again. You know, Eddie did the interview saying about him underperforming against T.O. Like,
but word is they lowballed Josh Kelly from what I understand.
I know the whole deal. They lowball. The going rate is 250. That's what the going rate is. It's 250. That's what the budget is. And I was trying to tell Greg. I was trying to tell Greg the other night. I was like, not the other night when I was on Mill City, but I was on Greg channel one night.
Y'all was going at it. I seen it.
No, I was on Greg. Not when I was in the comments. I was on Greg channel it was respectful about a week and a half ago, about 2 weeks ago.
I seen one thing. It was like, yo, y'all gonna know when y'all fuck with Boots. He kept saying that shit. You don't remember that shit? I think I seen that last night or something.
Oh, that was last night. Yeah, it's about the devil. The devil. Yeah, that was last night. Yeah, I
all
ain't
I
talking
know
about.
is y'all gonna know when y'all get in there with boys. Oh,
Yeah, he ain't gonna get in there with us. But that wasn't then. So this was we were respectful. And I was hitting him and I was telling him, I said, listen, bro, y'all got to understand from a business point. I said, that's why me and you got to fight. I said, I'm not trying to be funny. I ain't saying I'm no rich man or none of that. I'm going to give you common sense. I said, you got Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn just went to England. He sold out 65,000 people with Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn. He do it with Anthony Joshua, was it 95,000, whatever he did at that stadium, whatever he did with that. Right, so he doing all these big numbers over here. You know, he come to America, and you talk about going to Wells Fargo Arena, and you say 14,000. Yes, 14,000 is a lot of money, a lot of people, right? But not compared to 65,000, not compared to 90,000. You feel what I'm saying? It's not compared to that. So I was like, you got to look at what you're looking at. It's levels. Like we always talk about levels to boxing. It's levels to everything in life. It's levels to money. It's level to everything. Status is level to everything. So I was like, okay, he come over here. Y'all talking about 14,000 in the state. I mean, in the Wells Fargo Arena. So now he comes back. He adds Bam Rodriguez to who we got to pay Bam at least a meal or two, and you got to pay his opponent, and you got to pay all the other stars and stuff. And now they only do 10. Now they only do 10. It's the second show. Y'all can look this up. Now they only do 10. So then they go down the street, and you got Stan Jonas, and you had to pay Stan Jonas more than you talking about paying us. And you had to give him some of your birds, and you had to pay Boots and whoever else on that card. Now they do 9. It's going in the wrong direction. It's about the bottom line. So that's what I was trying. I mean, it was respectful though. He didn't really try to, he didn't really try to, kick off nothing over there like that on that. He was understanding. He was just like, it's like the stock market, you buy low, then they go high. Yeah, but you buying high. You got a stock that thinks he's worth or is worth or whatever that's worth this. So you still, the stock is down here, but you got to buy it high. So, you know what I'm saying? It don't work that way. So that's all I was telling him on that one, but it was respectful or whatever else. I was just trying to get him to understand, bro, from a business mind. That's why you see people all the time where it looks like they be booming. It looks like people in and out every day. Then all of a sudden they close down. And you be like, damn, why they close? Right? Circuit City, Best Buy, sometime, Walmart's, all kinds of stuff. They close down all the time because the bottom line don't meet what they're trying to do.